The geese are returning, which means that spring is coming soon. This past winter has been rough, so I'm excited for warmer weather. Our new farm pup, Ollie, has been adjusting just fine to his new home and is getting along well with the goats and chickens. He's finally starting to settle into his new role on our homestead. I've been preparing for the spring garden season, ordered my first drop of compost, and even started to plant some seeds. This year, I want to focus more on the garden, try new things to improve the health of my soil, and even experiment with planting new varieties. Last year, I bit off more than I could chew. I kicked off the year planting over 20 fruit and nut trees. Then I tried to trap my own bee swarm, which luckily did not happen because I got hit with the worst case of poison ivy that I have ever had. That was all at the beginning of the spring season, when my garden needed a lot of attention. Some of my garden goals had to be put on the back burner because I couldn't be outside for even a few minutes without the rash becoming agitated and unbearable. This year, I plan to do things differently and hopefully remain free from poison ivy. I ordered my first drop of local organic compost. Many people have asked me why I order compost instead of make my own. I do make my own compost, but because compost takes a long time to break down and become usable, I don't have enough yet to feed my entire garden. Luckily, I can get organic compost locally. I ordered it early this year so that I could add the biochar that I recently made to it. When you mix biochar with compost, both the compost and biochar improve. It's almost like the perfect pair, each complementing one another, bringing out their best attributes. The compost ages faster with biochar, and it increases the amount of microbial activity and nutrients. Last year, I grew ginger for the first time. Ginger is a tropical plant that takes at least 8 to 10 months to grow, so I had to start them indoors in early February. I nurtured these plants for months, gave them lots of water, and kept them warm. I was so pleased with the harvest and quality of ginger that I decided to grow it again this year, but grow even more of it. There's just something special about the plants that take a long time to grow, require very specific conditions to thrive, and need a lot of love and care. It makes it all that much more fulfilling to see that plant that you started from seed and cared for so many months to finally grow and watch it transform into the mature plant that you could only hope it would someday be. A bond is created. You develop a relationship with that plant, and that loving relationship is reflected in the taste of each bite when you are finally able to harvest it. A plant that took so long to grow and took so much effort to care for is now returning its love back to you by transforming your health, body, and mind. Another special plant that I hope to have as much success with this year is wasabi. Wasabi takes 2 to 3 years to grow, requires damp but well-drained conditions to thrive, needs full shade, and steady temperatures between 40 to 7 degrees Fahrenheit. I decided to grow mine in a pot so that I can bring it into the greenhouse over winter, since we tend to get well below freezing temperatures. As the days continue to get warmer, I'll be busy in the garden, preparing the beds, amending my soil, planting seeds, and working on new projects around the homestead. Over the next few weeks, I'll begin to work on building a shed to store the goats' hay. As of now, I've been storing a few bales of hay at a time in the greenhouse, but that was just temporary. I knew that eventually I would need a better long-term solution for the hay, especially once spring rolls around and I need the space in my greenhouse for plants. We'll be gathering supplies soon to start work on that project, and hopefully I'll have full use of my greenhouse before spring begins. It's so nice to see the sun again. Winter is always so dark and gray, and though it can be quite beautiful, especially on the rare days when the sun would show itself, spring is the time of year when life begins to breathe again, when the sun and vibrant color return back to the earth. It's a time when the energy shifts on this part of the planet, when the birds become more active and the trees begin to return to their full form, when new life is being created all around us and everything we envisioned during the winter as we set our plans for the new year ahead begins to move forward with intention and eager energy. It's a time to turn your goals into action, to take the next step in creating the life you want. Years ago, I never would have thought I'd be here on this land, growing my own food, raising chickens and goats. It was all just a dream, but that dream became my reality the moment I began to put everything into motion. With each small step forward, it's as though the universe began to pave the way, as though it knew and was simply waiting for me to make the first move. And now I thank the land each and every day I am here. I sing along with the birds, talk to the trees, and give love to the natural world around me that I am so deeply grateful to be a part of.